Another thing to avoid is the psychopath and sociopath. You should have to brace yourself for this chilling segment on psychopath and sociopath. These individuals exhibit impulsive behavior and often display a total disregard for others' rights. We will shed light on their traits with knowledge on how to recognize and stay away from their dangerous tendencies. Last night's party, I found myself in the midst of a group of friends who unknowingly revealed something quite alarming about their true nature. And they were all, unfortunately, psychopath and sociopath. With a keen eye, I couldn't help but piece together the puzzle of their shared characteristics and unearth their hidden motives and behaviors. Because I am this person who has a lot of different trials. In order for you to enter my inner circle, I will first study you, okay? I will first observe you. It's like a research task for you to enter my inner circle. The first thing that struck me about this group was their uncanny ability to manipulate those around them, right? And each member excluded an aura of charms and charisma, and effortlessly drawing people in, myself included. They seemed to possess an innate and talent for adopting and mirroring the emotions and personality traits of those they interacted in, and blending seamlessly into any social setting. It was almost as if they were wearing masks, hiding their true intentions beneath a veneer of normalcy. And in that vulnerable moment, however, as the night progressed, right, subtle signs of their true nature began to emerge. And the conversations revolved around topics that most would find unsettling or disturbing, even me. And they were casually discussed their past deeds and experiences, narrating instances of cluelessness and lack of empathy, the stories of manipulation, deceit, and even facts of violence were shared among the group, right? And I was there, listening. Not engaging, I'm just like listening. Okay. I studied them. So I studied their personalities before they can enter in my inner circle, or even before I will enter in their circle. But why would I enter in their inner circle? I couldn't even enter in their outer circle. So how can I be able to enter in their inner circle? Right. These each member attempting to outdo the others with their shocking tales. Right, shocking tales. And it became increasingly evident that they revealed in a world devoid of moral boundaries. So these supposed friends, right, demonstrated a complete disregard for societal rules and norms. They had no qualms about engaging in deceitful behaviors to achieve their goals, often using others as a mere pawns in their twisted games. As if I didn't notice that, of course. It was as if they derived pleasure from exerting control and power over unsuspecting individuals, and relishing in their ability to mentally and emotionally overpower them. What struck me as particularly chilling was their ability to compartmentalize their emotions, right? While they were capable of simulating compassion and empathy, it was apparent that these emotions were merely tools to attain their desired outcomes, and then not genuine expressions of their inner selves. They exploited the vulnerabilities of those around them, preying on weaknesses and using them to their advantage. And of course, as always, as if I didn't notice that. So perhaps the most unsettling aspect of being in their presence was the absence of guilt or remorse. And then they spoke of their previous actions without a hint of regret, laughing of consequences inflicted upon others. And it became increasingly difficult to reconcile their outward charm with the malevolence that lurked beneath the surface. I realized that I had stumbled upon a rare glimpse into a world of psychopathy and sociopathy. This group of friends thought seemingly ordinary on the surface. Once again, reflecting upon my experience, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of curiosity and revulsion. The psychopath and sociopath who comprise this group possess a certain allure, and the danger that can arise is when such individuals band together. So it would be very chaotic. In conclusion, my exposure to this psychopathic and sociopathic groups of friends at the party last night was a rare and unsettling experience. And honestly, it served as a stark reminder of how easily individuals can camouflage their true selves behind a facades and effectively manipulate those around them. As an observer, I couldn't help but be disturbed by the realization that this chilling subculture exists among us and hidden in plain sight, forever altering my perception of those I encounter on daily basis. Another thing to avoid is toxic friends or toxic people. True friends lift us up, but toxic friends bring us down. You have to remember their differences. We'll talk about those individuals who drain our energy, thrive in negativity, and manipulate us into their toxic circle. I have been part of a toxic friendship group since childhood. It was a roller coaster of emotions. The group seemed harmless at first, filled with laughter and shared secrets, but as we grew older, it became apparent that toxicity had crept into our bonds, including constant competition. Constant competition was the underlying theme that taints our friendship. It felt like I were in a never-ending race for validation. They always try to prove themselves at the expense of myself. That toxic atmosphere also bred negativity. Instead of uplifting and encouraging one another, they resorted to tearing each other down. Sarcasm and mockery became the norm, with hurtful comments masquerading as a jokes. It was exhausting, and that toxicity seeped into every interaction, poisoning the air I breathe. However, the most alarming aspect of this toxic friendship group was the lack of trust. Behind every smile and friendly facade, there were hidden agendas and backstabbing. This group knows my plans, but why is it that they cannot stop to share it to someone? Like, what's the point? Like what? It seemed like everyone reveled in finding flaws and exploiting weaknesses merely to elevate themselves within the group. Ironically, despite the turmoil I faced, I clung to this toxic friendship because of familiarity and because of we grew up together, and breaking away from the group seemed impossible. So it took time and self-reflection to realize that these so-called friendship were not worth sacrificing my mental health and happiness for. Leaving the toxic friendship group was not easy, but it was the best decision I've ever made. I finally discovered that the true friends uplift and empower each other without feeling threatened, and provide a safe space for vulnerability, not to bring you in vulnerability. Though it was a painful realization, and it allowed me to surround myself with genuine and positive individuals who value me for who truly I am. In the end, my experience with toxic friends taught me a valuable lessons about the importance of setting boundaries, recognizing red flags, and prioritizing self-care. And it taught me that toxicity should never be tolerated. And walking away from toxic friendship is not a sign of weakness, but a complete strength, more than strength. Yeah. Hello you guys, it's my second day for filming this video because yesterday I had an appointment. Welcome to the segment on controlling personalities. These individuals crave power and aim to dominate every aspect of our lives. As I walked into the classroom that day, I could immediately sense the tension. At that time, our group had been assigned a school task and we were all anxious to get started. And little did I know that my experience would be overshadowed by a leader with a controlling personality. This girl, the self-proclaimed leader, wasted no time in taking charge. Her authoritative tone and commanding presence immediately made me uneasy. She decided on being the sole decision maker, disregarding any input or suggestion from the rest of us. We began discussing the various aspects of our project, but this girl quickly diminished any idea that didn't align with her vision, and she brushed off our concerns and bulldozed through the planning process, and leaving us feeling like mere puppets in her grand design. As the project progressed, this girl's controlling nature became more apparent, and she micro-engaged every detail, leaving no room for creativity for individuality, and she constantly scrutinized our progress, dismissing any efforts that didn't meet her impossibly high standards. And for me, it felt as true she was more interested in maintaining control than fostering a collaborative and supportive environment. And in that time, her need for control even extended to our personal lives. She started monitoring our schedules, assigning specific tasks without considering our strength or interest. And if anyone dared to express a differing opinion, this girl would shut them down, to be honest, you guys. And this girl often resorting to harsh words and belittlement. And it became increasingly challenging to work alongside someone who constantly undermined our abilities and shut down any attempt at independent thought. By that, despite the challenging circumstances, our group recognized the importance of succeeding in the project, and we choose to adapt and find ways to work around this girl's controlling nature, as well as we communicated secretly among ourselves and devising strategies to implement our ideas without her influence. And we compartmentalize our work so that we would excel in our assigned areas while minimizing the impact of her control. As the deadline approached, it became evident that our covert collaboration had resulted in a well-rounded and impressive final product. And honestly, we've got the highest grade. And reflecting on the experience, I realized that working alongside controlling personality like this girl was not easy. But it taught me valuable lessons, and it taught me the importance of effective communication, compromise, and asserting oneself when necessary. And it also made me appreciate the value of a leader who encourages every individual's growth, and as well as fostering a supportive environment and allowing for the creative contributions of all the team members. Avoid is those cyberbullies. Okay, so you have to understand that the online world can be a breeding ground for those cyberbullies. It is obvious that they are eager to cause harm from behind the safety of their screens, right? And well, expose their tactics, discuss their potential impact on their mental health that is so very sad for them. Guide on how you tackle and prevent cyberbullying. Okay, so as a user of social media platforms, I've had my fair share of those experiences with cyberbullies and toxic friends. Not literally friends, but like social media friends. Okay, so one particular incident that stands out in my memory was where I found myself constantly surrounded by individuals who seemed to thrive on excessive rants, public humiliation, and nagging behaviors. It was a challenging and emotionally draining period that taught me the importance of self-care and setting boundaries in a virtual world, okay? So it all started innocently enough as we connected with each other through mutual interest on a popular social media platform, specifically the Facebook, okay? And at first, it seemed like supportive and engaging community. We shared our thoughts, experiences, and advice, forming what I believe to be genuine friendships. As the time went on, the dynamic began to shift dramatically. Slowly, but surely, and I noticed that some Facebook users had developed a tendency to go on excessive rants about the smallest things. Okay, I don't get it. Whether it was a traffic, work-related issues, or simply their daily frustrations. They took social media to vent their frustration extensively. While expressing oneself is healthy, the constant barrage of negativity began to affect my mood and overall well-being. And moreover, these individuals started engaging in public humiliation tactics. They would make snide comments on others' posts, belittle from their opinions, and engage in passive-aggressive behaviors such as nagpadungog-dungog, like something like that. A form of toxic behavior where someone indirectly hints or this is another person with directly addressing them. Witnessing this exchange left me feeling uneasy and unsure of how to navigate the murky waters of this social media circle. It's like very toxic, you know. Okay, so this toxic environment took a toll on my mental health and emotional state completely. I found myself becoming more anxious and stressed whenever I logged into the platform. It became increasingly challenging to maintain a positive outlook and detach myself from the negative energy surrounding me. And it was a particularly disheartening because I had joined this community with the hope of finding support and camaraderie. But I was confronted with toxic behavior that drained me emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, you know. Realizing that this situation is not sustainable. And by that, I made difficult decision to distance myself from the toxic friends and the constant negativity. And I unfollowed them, of course, and in some cases, even unfriended those who had been perpetuating the negative atmosphere. One negative comments on someone post or on my post, block, haha reaction for insult, block, creating opinion on a shared post, block, insulting comments or even messages, block. I'm very sorry, but I have to block you. Right? Like, why not have some little party with those people I've blocked? Have some vacation in my block list center, okay? They've been always told me this stupid quote, okay? They said that blocking people is for weak. But anyways, it's just their opinion and it does not bother me. Like, who cares, you know? It is vital for me to prioritize my mental well-being and to surround myself with positivity. Okay, so personally, you know, Blocking people is a lifestyle for me, and I would love to block people in a real life. If it's possible, why not, you know? Okay, so over time, stepping away from the toxic social media circle proved to be the right choice, and it allowed me to reflect on my own values and the kind of online environment I wanted to create for myself. And I began seeking out and uplifting, supportive communities, constructive, and people fostered a sense of empathy and understanding. It is crucial to distance ourselves from toxic individuals who thrive on negativity/nonsense. No matter how close we might consider them to be, but taking care of our mental health should be a priority. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences can make a world of difference. Okay, lastly is the pathological liars. Yeah, the last thing to avoid is the pathological liars, or simply means liars, or those people who are not honest with you. Because in the end, you will be the victim. More than a victim. So that was a journey by exploring the dark side of human psychology and the types of individuals we must avoid. And you must always remember, as you should, that knowledge is power. Understanding, we can safeguard ourselves while navigating our way through life. So stay tuned for our next video. Stay safe, stay empowered, and never stop learning. Don't forget to like, share, and no, I'm not gonna do that because that's too needy. Simply, bye guys.